Hello, guys. So, hopefully, this will show up better on camera. But I do have my light here. I'm not sitting in the chair. I'm actually laying in my bed because it's fairly late at night. Um, Regardless, it's been a while since I put up a video. I know, terrible me. Regardless, you might notice I have shaved. Again, I don't know if my last video uploaded. I pray to the gods that it has. But I did get a job finally, 3 years running, and I finally found myself a job, again, at McDonald's in Newport this time. Um, I hope to start working either tomorrow or this weekend. Not sure at all. Um, but I don't really know what I'm going to do with this video. I have a few things I want to do. I don't know how long I'll be able to record and all that fun jazz, but because I'll probably be going to sleep after I'm done with this video, probably, hopefully, um, I will make it a decently long video, um, partly because I want to make up for not posting a video earlier, um, and partly because I have nothing better to do right now. So, with that, I will introduce to you my new addition to my collection of pipes. This again is a Shire pipe, and here it is. It is a very nice pipe. There we go. Very nice. And the tip is very nice. It's small. Again, plastic. The thing about this pipe is that it does have a wooden stem, which I do like. Um, what's really nice is that the stem is a different wood, or at least a different no, it's a different wood because the grain is different. Um, I was going to say at least a different stain, but no, it's a different wood altogether because the wood for the bowl is it has a very different grain than the wood for the stem. Rather than being sideways. Well, maybe it's the way it was made too. Either way, it looked really nice. The way that the stem is lighter in color than the red of the bowl, and the gold and the brass or golden uh, ring is also very nice. I do like that a lot. I have smoked this once before. I will smoke it again on camera to just kind of give you guys a little critique about it. I haven't smoked it other than the one time I did smoke it, so I do still have to break it in a bit. But it is really nice. I cannot put a charcoal filter in this pipe, so I'm using a screen filter. Um, the inside of the bowl, other than having ashes in it, is very nice. It's a decent size. Um, I can fit about half of my thumb into it. If I can, I'm holding the camera, and I don't want to put it down because I don't want any difficulties. But I can take my thumb and just kind of slide it in, and about half of my thumb, the first, just almost to the knuckle, goes into it. So it's very, very nice. Um, decent smoke. Um, Speaking of smoking, still going on the cigarette thing. If you ever so happen to be wondering what I'm smoking, just what I normally do, Eagle 20s. Um, I did happen to enjoy myself a few Marlboro Silvers, which are I think they're an extra light Marlboro cigarette. But this is what I smoke, Eagle 20s. They are regulars. Um, hundreds are my preferred length. Although I will smoke shorts if I need just a cheap pack. If I do get shorts, I normally will get darks or blacks, like a Marlboro red black or a Marlboro black, something like that. But yeah, this is really, really nice. And because I haven't smoked it um, that often, because I've smoked it only once and haven't even finished the bowl, to be perfectly honest with you, um, it doesn't have any real buildup in it. So it's really, really nice. I wish that I could have gotten a charcoal filter into it so that the nicotine won't build up as much in the stem. But it will be fine because I can smoke this other half of the bowl. I'm just going to put it down over there for a moment. I can smoke the other half of the bowl, get the nicotine that might be in the stem warm enough where I can clean it out and all that fun jazz. I found it's very interesting that I can buy a carton of 10 cigarette packs of the Eagle 20s for $50 and save money rather than, and a carton is 10 packs, rather than buy them separately. They're cheap separately. They're like $5.50, $4.90, something like that. They're cheaper than Marlboros, which I would have smoked if I didn't find the Eagle 20s. But it's very interesting. Because again, I think that they're like $5.50, something like that. If I were to buy it, multiply that by 10, and that's 50. $55. So I'm saving $5, which essentially is another pack. So I could buy 11 packs, if I spent an extra $5.50. But like a $5 bill is actually fairly useful, at least where I live. So I could ask for a ride and give them a $5 bill, because I could probably ask for a ride from work to home and give them a $5 bill and everything would be fine. I don't know. Moving on. I am. Can you see? Fairly well. The only thing that I'm doing on my working altar right now is cleansing some crystals in a new method that I have decided to try. I think I told you about this method before, where I have a jar, okay? I don't know. Here it is. It is an old Glade candle, I believe. Glade? Or Home Design. Home Design from Rite Aid. This jar, okay, it has a lid on it. It comes with a lid. And I took a bit of tobacco, okay, from my pipe. I took a bit of tobacco that I use for my pipes. I took fine-grained sea salts, table salt, and sprinkled that on top of the tobacco. Just kind of mixed that around a bit. I put the crystals that I want to be charged in there. And I put the lid on the jar. And then I take a white candle. Typically, it's one of the ball-shaped candles. And this candle is white. I usually will use white unless I'm trying to do something different with the crystals. But normally, if I'm just charging them, I'll use white. And then I will light that candle and let it burn all the way down. Once the candle is burned down, the crystals are charged. Why this works, at least in my intention, um, is because the tobacco and salts and the white candle are all meant for protection. Okay. So so those things are protecting the crystals, excuse me, from negative energy. I have tons of crystals all over my altar that are generating energy. They're generators. And that energy, because the crystals need to be charged, after the negative energy is brought out of them, is sucked into them like a sponge. And so once the crystals have the energy charged, the protective energies are protecting the crystals and locking in the charges that they have um, from any negative energies that might um, mess with the charges that they will have. And I'll put this right back here. Boom, the bar. So, like, it's really, really interesting. Really, really interesting. I'm really, really hoping um, that I'll be able to get another video up on my new channel soon. Again, A Nerd's Life Gaming with Witchy Boy. If you haven't seen uh, the other video that I mentioned this in, um, I hope to be able to get a video up on that soon. I do have a few ideas. I recently have found my 3DS and the charger and the case and everything that was in it. So I charged that, and the charger that I have actually also has a plug in it that can charge my DS Lite. So I charged that at the same time, which was amazing. Um, so I'm thinking about playing a few games on that and recording that. I also have some decks that I've pulled out, some Magic the Gathering decks that I've pulled out, and I've been going through those, editing them, taking a few cards, putting them in other decks, things like that. Um, so it's just lots of stuff going on, and it's really, really fun. Um, I've been doing a lot of things on Instagram too. Um, Thinking about putting up a new channel, dedicated specifically as a blog kind of thing. Um, and because it's going to be probably going to have a lot of witch witchcraft oriented pagan oriented things in it, um aside from the blog, I will be putting it up there uh in the little section. You can talk about the channel. You can talk about the profile, the bio. So I'll be doing that. I'm probably going to wind up making it a private account as well, just because I don't want people to come on and then just harass me about what I'm doing or report posts because it's satanic or whatever. So yeah, I'm just going to do that. So if you're on Instagram and you want to follow me on Instagram, or you think that it would be a good idea for me to make a blog on Instagram, because honestly, I am on Instagram very often. Let me know. Comment down below, things like that. Um, Last time I checked, which I think was a few hours ago, if I maybe sooner than that, um, I had 48 subscriptions. I'm very happy about that. I don't remember if we ever had 50 subscriptions, honestly, but if we can get to 50, that'd be amazing. So please, please guys, that'd be great. Um, I am hoping to be able to do more videos at a more frequent basis rather than just a completely random thing. Excuse me. So, once I know what my schedule is going to start looking like, things like that, I will be putting that into a schedule on my phone. Um, and then I'll be able to figure out the time, what kind of free time I have. And while I'm doing the scheduling for work, I will be doing, and whatever other appointments I have, I'll be doing the scheduling for my channels, putting up reminders, hey, you need to make a video, things like that. Um, and I will probably be doing scripts for the videos, or at least if I think I'm going to need a script. If it's going to be something completely just kind of lax like this, I will just not make. I won't bother making a script. Otherwise, I will be writing scripts and just coming up with ideas of what to talk about. So, with that in mind, we have that gone. Um, my case manager, Kathy, if you don't know, not like you care, but just so you know, when I say her name, that's who I'm talking about. Kathy came over 2 days ago. Yes, Tuesday. She came over Tuesday, and my grandmother had gotten home about an hour ago, I believe. So we were chatting just about everything, how I got the job, how things are going, what I feel about the job, things like that. So doing all of that, I, well, we rather started talking about like, if I want to move out, what I want to do about that, things like that. Um, and I came, and the conversation came to the point of there is a community. It's kind of, it's like a uh, condo complex. Um, so we started talking about that as a possibility for me moving into one of those apartments. So I will see. I'll, I'll I will attempt to look into that thing and think of, you know, if that's a possibility, things like that. There is another place similar to that that I can go to. Again, both of these places are in Newport, so it would be really good. Um, the first complex essentially is mostly um older people. Um, I don't know about the second one, but it is similar to that. So I will think about that. Um, Hopefully I'll be able to get onto EBT again so I can start getting into the routine and getting into the budgeting of getting myself food and water, things like that. Um, but it's really exciting, kind of nerve wracking as well. Like I'm going to start working, um, and I'm going to have to start budgeting and thinking about like uh, paying for the bills and all of that stuff that I haven't ever really needed to do. I mean, I've had to pay for bills like rent and things like that, but nothing really as numerous and essentially as an actual adult in the world. Excuse me. I've never had to provide for my own place, for provide for myself. So, or at least on this scale, it's a very new experience, and I'm not sure what I'm going to be able to make of it. we'll get there when we get there. But regardless, it's an interesting thing to think about. Um, so I don't know. It's very weird. Um, so I have that. Um, I have been thinking about it, thinking about another thing, should I say? And that is, if you have been one of my longtime subscribers, you know that I was on a goth kick. And honestly, I still have those clothes. Honestly, I still wear them. Um, quite often, actually. I will, once, probably about 14, 17 days out of the month, I'll throw on, uh, an outfit. Or mishmash things together. Um, I don't know if I'm going to start getting into that on a more serious level. But it is something that I think would be fun to try again. Um, once I get myself into an apartment and I can start doing those sorts of, and I can start getting into that and exploring that in a in a much freer manner. I don't have to worry about like my grand, my grandparents like seeing me in in that kind of outfit and scoffing or chuckling, whatever. I can just say, okay, this is what I want to wear, this is what I'm going to try, things like that. Um, and it's just really interesting to contemplate that idea, play around with those sorts of ideas. Um, I don't know, it's very weird. So I have that. That's about it, I think. Um, excuse me. Um, I do still have to show you the love altar. In a bit of a more respectable manner. But I think that it'd be best that if, well, not if, once I get myself into my own place, I'll start working with getting um larger um altar spaces. Um, because I think honestly that I'm going to have um my altars. I don't think I'm going to have my altars in my room. Um, I think I'm going to have I think I'm going to have my altars in more open, because I'm not ashamed of or afraid of what people think about my religion. And I don't, and if someone comes into my home, I want them to know this is what I believe in. This is what I do. I'm not going to take your children and put them in my oven and cook them, but I am going to tell you that I believe in more than one God. I worship these gods. I worship these gods. I honor these gods. I do these things. I use magic. Um, you know, I want these people to know this is who I am. This is what I believe in. If you can't respect that, get out. That's as simple as it is, really. Um, so it's just very, very interesting. Um, and it's kind of exciting at the same time as it is terrifying. It's going to be very different. And sometimes I can deal with different, and sometimes I don't deal with different at all. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Um, obviously, I have to deal with it because it's not honestly, it's not really an option. I have to do it at one point or another anyway. Whether or not I'm going to be forced into it or go into it willingly is a completely different situation. Anyway, I'm done rambling. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Like, comment down below, and subscribe if you haven't already. Please, please, please. Recommend my videos if you think you know someone that would enjoy them. If you think someone would be interested in my new channel, Gamer's Life Gaming with Witchy Boy, please, please, please let them know, hey, this guy has a channel, I think you would really like it. Go subscribe to him. He's going to put up videos about these things that I think you like. You know, and just get the word out for that channel as well as this one, of course. And I will hopefully see you guys soon. So until we see each other again, I really appreciate everyone that has stayed with me, even though I disappeared and struggled to get myself back onto YouTube. I'm still struggling to get myself back onto YouTube, to be perfectly honest. But I hope that you all will stay patient with me until I'm able to find myself in a more stable, schedule and am able to get myself together. So, yes, thank you, for everyone that has stayed, everyone that is new, welcome, thank you. And I hope you all enjoy and support me on my journey, in witchcraft and my life. So thank you. And I hope that you all have a wonderful day, night, evening, whenever you have been watching the video. And until we see each other again. Bye, all.